Hello Virgo, I hope you're all well and thanks for tuning in to my channel. This is your general reading for the month of February and it's for Sun, Moon, Rising and Venus signs of Virgo. And being a general reading, it will cover all aspects: love, money, career, finances, whatever comes up that's important for you to know about. And I try to cover all situations, whether you're single, partnered up, working or not working, and just provide you with a good overall view of what the energies are at play for the month of February. And as you know, one card can have a lot of different meanings, so just take what resonates with your situation. We'll get started with your reading, see what the Oracle has to say for Virgo, February 2021. And you have Lemuria. Creating heaven on earth is happening. That sounds lovely. And this is one of her transmission cards. And if you believe in the starseed concept, it could be that you come from Lemuria in a past life or something like that. And it says in her little guidebook that Lemuria is one of Earth's lost worlds, where heaven really was a place on earth, a time before we were kicked out of the Garden of Eden, and life worked in harmony and all beings were seen as equal, and we were deeply reverent to Mother Earth. And it says perhaps you too believe that heaven really can be a place on earth. Perhaps you are part of the transition team who at soul level are devoted to creating this kind of harmony on the planet now. And the beings want to thank you for wanting to do this work. However, it's easy to get overwhelmed by the state of affairs on the planet now. But you are being encouraged to keep holding on to the clear vision of the future, and it's closer than you think. So that's a lovely message to start off your reading. And you also had play, making time for play and having fun, celebration. Don't be so serious. And that's good advice for all of us, really, isn't it? So we'll get an Ocean Stargate Oracle card for you, Virgo. And you have New Dawning. Something new is just about to begin. As you pass through a foggy cloud, sit tight and wait a little while. So a new day is going to be dawning for you, Virgo. It's a great message as well. And your wisdom of the Oracle card. Time to go. So you're leaving something behind maybe in February, Virgo. And 45 adds up to 9, which is your Hermit card in the traditional tarot. So that's interesting. And you also have this one, Chop Wood, number 42. I'm not sure what that's about. It's never come out before. So, there's a broom here, which makes me think of doing some decluttering as well, which you might be inspired to do in February, Virgos, if you can fit it into your busy schedule. But it says in her little book, being grounded in everyday experience. There are times when the big dream is meant to lie dormant in your consciousness so that you can pay attention to the simple chores in your life. Consider why pruning a tree is the forerunner of delighting in the beautiful blooms and fruit when it is in full blossom. The mundane act of pulling off dead leaves, watering the soil, and then leaving it be to let nature take its course is an important step in manifestation. Taking your attention away from your goal brings you into a state of receptivity. This is a deeper purpose for releasing attachment and brings you even closer to what you seek. So it's about letting go and let God. Let go and let God, more or less, the message here. And with Mercury retrograde throughout the first few weeks of February, that might be why this card is coming up for you. It might put a bit of a damper on your ambitions, Virgo, so to speak. And this one is about endings and completion, walking away from something because there is nothing else to learn or experience. You are at the end of one journey, but have not yet begun the next. It is the moment to bless your experience thus far. So it's a similar message to the other card, isn't it? Taking stock of what you've already learned. You've finished your task and can be rest assured that this ending will open up a powerful new avenue of opportunity, even better than anything you can imagine. You have done all you can, so now trust that Spirit keeps the plan moving forward. Fortune requires you to conclude this chapter of your life, and that remember that when you close one door, another opens. So we'll get into your tarot now, Virgo. Be interesting to see what comes up after those messages. Can we have some further guidance for our Virgos, please, for the month of February 2021? So your first card out is the Two of Voices, or the Two of Swords. Then you have the Nine of Voices, or the Nine of Swords. And the Five of Voices. A lot of air energy coming out, and I think this all pretty much represents Mercury retrograde happening here for you. And then you have the Ace of Swords coming out, the Magician, card of Gemini, and you have a lot of Gemini and Aquarius cards here, so maybe some of you are involved with a Gemini or Aquarius, or you could have it strongly in your natal chart like a rising sign or a moon sign. And then you have the Queen of Materials, which probably represents you, coming out for the end of the month, and the Three of Inspiration, so things moving forward again. I'll just move the camera down so that you can see the cards better. And I'm going to get another card for the Two of Voices. Why is the Two of Voices here? And you have the Page of Voices and the Five of Voices. Why is the Five of Voices here? And you have the Six and Ace of Voices. Let's get another card for Ace of Voices, please. And you have the Knight of Materials, or the Knight of Earth, which is your energy. And then on the bottom is the Hanged Muse, or the Hangman. So get started with your reading. How this reading works, Virgos, if you haven't watched my videos before, is this is the beginning of February through to the middle of February, and this would be the end of February, around the time of the full moon in your sign. There's a full moon in Virgo on the 27th or 28th of the month, depending whereabouts in the world you live. And that's probably why you're coming out in your reading now as the Queen of Earth. And starting off the month, you have the Two of Voices, or the Two of Swords, clarified by the Page of Voices. So, as I said before, your ruler Mercury goes retrograde on the 30th of January, and it's obviously having a big effect on you early in the month of February with all this Swords energy, Virgo. And it doesn't come out of retrograde until the 21st of February. And first of all, there's some indecision here, or some sort of stalemate situation with the Two of Swords, especially in regards to messages and communication with the Page of Swords here. And there might be missed calls, messages not going through, or your internet Wi-Fi falling out, that sort of thing. which can be very frustrating and overwhelming. But whatever it is, it looks like it's going to be giving you some worry and stress, and maybe even sleepless nights with the Nine of Swords here. It's all the little voices that go on inside your head, negative thoughts and self-sabotage and worry that can keep us awake at night. And with the Nine of Swords, it's important to remember that a lot of these things that we worry about rarely, if ever, come to pass. And I know myself, a lot of the things I worried about during my darkest moments have never come to pass. So just bear that in mind. And it's only a temporary energy, affecting mainly the first couple of weeks of February. And then you have the Five of Voices coming out, and that's clarified by the Six of Voices. So I feel here, because things maybe aren't going to plan during the first 2 weeks of February, you may be feeling stressed, and it may cause some arguments or disputes with others and your loved ones. With the Five of Swords, you might be feeling a bit overwhelmed, and it might be a good idea to sort of try and keep things simple the first couple of weeks of February if you can, and put off any important decisions or plans until later in the month when the energies are better. And with the Five of Swords, there can be someone trying to get the upper hand in a situation as well, or being a bit manipulative or two-faced. There's two faces in the picture here. So just make sure that any people that you don't know well that you're dealing with early in February are entirely trustworthy Virgos. And then you have the Six of Swords here, which indicates that things are going to start easing up after these first 2 weeks of February, around the time of the new moon in Aquarius on the 11th of February, with the Six of Swords here, which is actually Mercury in Aquarius. So communication and your thoughts are balancing out here, and you're moving to calmer waters, so to speak. And the Six of Swords promises better times ahead. And I love this version of the Six of Swords that she has here. And it shows the goddess buoying her over the sharp obstacles, and giving her a lift and putting her down on solid ground here. So it might be a sign that take some time out for reflection and connect with the divine or whatever it is that you believe in, because they can't help you unless you ask them. They won't interfere. And as I said before, the first couple of weeks of February, try to keep things simple and don't put too much pressure on yourself in regards to having to get ahead. Try to release any high expectations of yourself and try to go with the flow. And don't get bogged down in small details or too many details or the need for everything to be perfect. And rise above material concerns for now if you can, and set aside some time for reflection. And you are represented by the Hermit in Tarot. And also focus on positive thoughts and thinking. And these delays may have something to do with the pandemic, the virus, and they could affect your work or your personal life. But they're only temporary, and what they are will be different for all of you, so only take what resonates with your situation. And as I said before, try to put off making any important plans or decisions until later in the month, especially around the 10th of February. There's a Mercury-Mars square that could have you quite bamboozled if you're trying to make any important plans. And you could also misjudge a personal situation around this time. But I feel the new moon in Aquarius on the 11th is bringing in some lovely positive energy for you, Virgo. And this is in your 6th house of health and well-being, work and daily routines. So you might be thinking about what type of changes you might want to make in these areas to make your life more productive and improve your sense of well-being. And all this 6 energy means that more balance and harmony will be coming back into your life around this time. And there's also a Mercury-Venus conjunction on the 13th of February, which will be great for love, romance and finances, just in time for Valentine's Day. So you might well just receive some good news or opportunities around this time, which will put you in a much better frame of mind. And here you have the lovely Ace of Voices, clarified by the Knight of Materials, or the Knight of Earth, excuse me, which is your energy. And the Ace of Voices here, I feel that it could be your prayers or hopes been answered here, Virgo, because these are little prayer flags here, Tibetan prayer flags, and they fly them out in the open. They write little prayers down on them and they fly them out in the open to send them off into the universal energies. And I feel this represents the time after the new moon on the 11th, and new moons often bring in new beginnings and open doors for us that we previously thought were closed. And the Ace of Voices could be some sort of breakthrough here, or a moment of crystal clear clarity, or help from the spirit world. As I said before, prayers been answered. And the spirit world is represented by the white, beautiful white owl here. And you're overcoming the overwhelming destructive thought processes and possible deception or self-sabotage that was represented by all this swords energy that you had previously. And her third eye chakra is activated here, allowing her to see her way forward more clearly and moving forward with any plans or projects with the Knight of Materials. Any plans or projects that might have been delayed during Mercury retrograde are moving forward again now. And it could also be a burst of inspiration here with these two cards. And you have Mercury going forward again from the 21st of February when it's going direct in Aquarius. And I'm getting the message to stand firm on an issue with the Knight of Materials here around this time and be the better person in a situation. And don't underestimate the power of your thoughts, and don't slip back into the restrictive way of thinking again, and have faith in yourself and your abilities here, Virgo. And this is probably why the Magician's come up here. Card of Gemini. Number 1. So beginning a new cycle here, I feel, Virgo. And this is representing mid to late February, this card. And the Magician knows the power of positive thinking, that our thoughts are an important part of being able to manifest what you desire into reality, because if you think you can, you probably will, and if you think you can't, you probably won't be able to. So it's all about the power of positive thinking, and also having the willpower to put these thoughts into action. And of course, the Magician is a great sign that everything's going to be falling into place for you mid to late February, Virgos. And it might appear that it happens as if by magic, but it's actually the result of all the planning that you've been doing. And with this card, you may be wondering why you were so worried about the outcome with the Nine of Swords above it here. And realising that you didn't need to worry so much about the outcome, because these things have never come to pass with the Magician. And I feel a creative approach may benefit you here as well with this Magician card, Virgo. She's drawing down some creative energy here from Source, and she's using it to inspire her. So I feel, don't limit yourself, because there's a lot of untapped potential here. And also, others may be more open to helping you achieve your goals mid to late February, because you have the Sun in your 7th house of partnerships, both business and personal, and the Sun always sheds a positive light on whatever house it's occupying. So all of your one-on-one relationships should be going very well around this time. And if you're single, you could even meet your soulmate, or you're feeling more sociable as well, being the card of Gemini. And it could be a Gemini that you're meeting, or a Gemini could be important in your life around this time. And it could also be a great work contract that comes up, or a business partnership as well. And it could be very well a business partnership with the Queen of Materials here and the Three of Inspiration. And the Queen of Materials, or the Queen of Earth, always bodes well for business, home, family and financial matters, especially with the Three of Inspiration here. It's about looking to the future. And of course the Queen of Materials most likely represents you, Virgos, and being back in your power here again and feeling more confident and self-assured. And there's also a lovely full moon in your sign on the 27th of February, illuminating your first house of self and self-expression, and what you may or may not want to change about yourself, and reevaluating your goals, hopes and dreams for the future, and what would bring you more fulfillment in your life. And are you following your true purpose? And as a Virgo, you often focus on bringing out the best in others and helping others and nurturing others. But what do you really want for yourself? And are your needs being met? And I feel that doors will be opening for you and new opportunities will be coming in with the Three of Inspiration here. And that the seeds that you've already planted and the plans that you've made will be bearing fruit very soon. And this Three of Wands is the Sun in Aries. And we have Aries season quite soon. It's only really a few weeks away, 4 to 5 weeks away. Mid-March to early April is Aries season, so maybe something that you start now will be becoming very successful around that time, late March to early February, early April. Sorry, getting confused here. So to finish off your reading, I'm going to get you a few Lovers Oracle cards for Virgos, please, for February 2021. And you have this one. Criticizing one another will only lead to further unhappiness. Love and accept each other as you are, and your relationship will magically transform. And then you have this one. Look deep within your heart and you will feel my love. My love for you is as deep as the ocean. So a strong love connection there coming in. And that one. Power. You instinctively know what is right for you and you have the power to say no or walk away at any time. Well, that's interesting, because that's more or less the message of the Magician if you apply it to a love situation. And you had this time to go card before as well. Time to go and chop wood. So they're your messages for February, Virgo. I hope you receive some guidance from that. And if you did enjoy the video, don't forget to like and subscribe. It really helps support the channel. And have a great month. Bye for now.